On the 16th hole, a beautiful par 5. You see it extend down the valley in front of me. It's so inviting, it's so easy to be carried away and just step up there and rip it. But there are many, many unconscious errors that can come during that chain reaction. We're going to talk a little bit about the starting position, so the pre-swing position. We're going to talk first of all about the grip. Now, most people are occupied with how many knuckles they can see, but it doesn't apply to everybody. You think about some of the greatest tour players ever. A Lathabal with a very, very weak left hand. Dustin Johnson with his grip way over here like he's driving a motorbike. So you do have some options, but that's not the most important key. The most important key is where you're holding the club in your hand. To create the maximum leverage, you want to get the starting point here in this trigger finger and let it work across to the top of that little finger. So it sits diagonally across your fingers. You do not want to get it where it sits too high in the palm of your hand. You'll be able to get no leverage out of your wrist joint whatsoever from that position. Into the fingers, get that left thumb on top. And now the way the right hand can join the club, you do have some different options. We see Tiger Woods, maybe a little bit smaller fingers, using an interlocking grip. Most popular is probably an overlapping grip, where the little finger just sits in that gap there. Or every now and again you do see the 10-finger grip, but I think that maybe that's quite good for children, but once your hands get a little bit stronger and bigger, it's better to choose either the interlock or the overlap. Now, how many knuckles you can see is really all just about how rotated your arms are. And you can see that my arms do not hang sort of straight this way. They do have a slight inclination. And all you're trying to do is to find the natural way to put your hands on the club so that left thumb sits a little bit more over on the left side of the shaft. And this V works up, probably towards my sort of ear to my shoulder. It's much better to have a little bit of a stronger grip than a weaker grip generally. And then you want your right hand to match so that you have a natural and neutral rotation, which means at impact you won't have to manipulate the club face through the ball. So you do have some options for grip. Let's talk a little bit about address positions. The key thing is you need to be able to find where that balance point is. Too much on the toes and you'll never be able to really build up any coil because all of those muscles are going to be struggling to keep you balanced. Too much back on the heels, again, it's too easy to turn away from the ball and you'll never be able to stay in balance. So what you're looking for, rock from your heels to your toes and really find the point where these big quad muscles are loaded, ready to hold the weight of your body. The second part of that is distance from the ball, and distance from the ball makes a huge difference. I'm going to show you a little trick to help you find the distance from the ball every time. Put your left arm out, and when you do that, feel as though you just got a little pressure of the tricep on the chest, and we don't want to have this shoulder leaning forward. So shoulders back, find that pressure, and then just allow yourself to sink down into that balanced address where I feel the quads are loaded. And that's my distance from the ball. Then put your right hand on. If you're stretching away here, you're going to have total separation and you'll never be able to link your arms to your body. Also, if you're too close, this is going to be so stiff and I'm never going to be able to get my arms swinging freely through impact. Distance from the ball is absolutely vital. The second part really is aiming. Aiming is the hardest thing to do in golf. You cannot consistently just come in and aim a club face to a target 200 yards away. Golf is a side-on game, which means we are not looking at the target this way. We're trying to find those parallel lines. So my stick here is very, very helpful for that purpose. Try to find the feeling of setting the club face straight down so that it matches this perpendicular line. You can also pick an intermediate target to bring that flag closer to you. Once that club's down, now try to set your knees, hips and shoulders parallel to that target. No problem to be a little bit left with the irons, no problem to be a little bit right with your driver. but you need to be able to stabilize those starting points. If you can stabilize the starting points, you've got a very good chance for your chain reaction to give you that moment of glory at impact. Right, let's put those keys into practice. I'm going to take my driver, I'm going to go through my routine and show you how to put all of that into a flowing motion. The 16th hole, long par 5. I'd love to be able to really get it. First thing is aiming. Coming from behind, I can find something in front of me to bring that target to me closer. My distance from the ball, there's no harm in just double checking that. Aim that face square to that piece of grass, and now I've totally forgotten about the target. It's all about creating the best swing I can. That extra bit of time to find the distance from the ball, check my aim, made that shot absolutely perfect. So those little efforts are really worthwhile. You want to hit a good shot at impact, you have to pay a little bit of attention to those starting points.